Welcome back to Slothbox. I'm Lyndon Dixon, and this video is brought to you by the Excelsior Sporting Club. Today, I'm really excited for this one. Being from Peterborough myself, we haven't got the greatest boxing heritage. I mean, Jordan Gill's flying the flag now, but the man before him, a proper legend, a proper fighter, Cello Randa. Cello, how are you, mate?
Yes, mate. All good, pal, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for having me on, mate.
No worries. I want to go right back to the start, mate. So, what blows my mind is the career you've had, and not many
Yeah.
people know you didn't have any amateur experience. Just talk to me about that. How did you first get into boxing?
Yes, I know no amateur experience really, mate. I said no amateur experience. I had two amateur fights, won them both in the first round. But I didn't. Other than that, man, that's all the amateur experience I had. I just obviously got into boxing off my mate. Went down to the local gym, boxing gym with my mate, and then it went from there. Really, mate. Went from there. I walked into a gym at the age of 15, and then had like a 14-year career.
I know it's crazy, but at what point did you decide, like, because that's the thing, I've, I've been into a boxing gym myself, but there was never
Yes.
the moment where I thought, right, I'm gonna go pro now. What was the moment you knew this was something you're gonna make a career out of?
I knew I could fight. I knew I could fight. I
Yeah.
knew I could punch, fight. I knew that it's something that I knew I wanted to do, like, you know.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, as soon as I walked into a boxing gym, I got the buzz of it, you know, and I thought, yeah, man, I like this. I want to do more of this,
Mm.
you know. And yeah, I remember the very, very first spar I had. Wow, the buzz I got from it was fantastic. I thought, yeah, man, I like this. I want more of it. I didn't mind getting it. I don't mind punching people in the face as well. So yeah, I was happy.
Um, I was looking at your debut, your box rec earlier, and your debut against a 7-0 bloke, a former kickboxing champion, I think. Mate, tell me about
Yes,
that debut, because that's as they come. That must have been a hard debut, mate.
I always say to people, there isn't many people with a better debut than me with the experience I had. No, no amateur experience, no fighting background whatsoever. And I got put in there with a two-time kickboxing world champion and being professional 7-0. I gave away a stone in weight. It was a stone heavier than me. But I remember getting there and the border control, like, hold on, mate, you can't fight this guy. Like, what's up? You give away too much experience, give him too much experience. Nah, I can't fight him. It's a problem. And obviously, then I fought him. I knocked him out in 2 rounds.
What was going
Yeah,
through your head after you like they say, even the board saying, "Come on, Cello, like have a
yeah.
word, mate." What after you've knocked him out in 2 rounds? What are you thinking?
You know, I thought, yeah, I knew I could do it.
Mm.
It was like I could fight a bit anyway. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, man. Nothing different. Man. I knew I could do it.
Mm.
The buzz, yeah, yeah. Now, like, yeah, man, it's awesome.
Sorry, mate. I think the signal went just there, but I'll just go on to my next one. Your next fight came only a month later against Joey Vegas
Yeah,
in London, and you lost that fight. What are you thinking? So you've
yeah,
won your first fight, knockout in 2 rounds
yeah.
against ex kickboxing world champion, but then you lose the next one. What are you thinking after that?
He was a former Commonwealth silver medalist, went to the amateurs for Uganda. You know, he must have had over 100 amateur fights for Uganda. I've gone in there, my second professional fight with a busted up hands, bust my hand in my first. For me to say no to a fight was like me being a bit pussy. So now I'm a fight, but deep down I didn't know anything about him. Really, my manager maybe she got more information, a bit more about him. But I was like, yeah, I'll take him, I know about it. But then my hand was buggered. Then I did my foot in the fight, so I couldn't move, I couldn't punch. That's what, so it was basically that part there was an absolute nightmare.
Mm.
You
But
know,
looking back, big breakthrough moment in your career was that prize fighter tournament. I mean, the one with Martin
yes.
Murray where you got to the final, that was crazy. But I loved as a kid, I loved watching those tournaments. But how did it come about? How did it come about that you got involved in that?
So I had to beat a lad called Michael Mullingham, and whoever won that fight got through to the boxing prize fight. And I took Michael Mullingham fight like 2 weeks' notice. I had to lose quite a bit of weight, so I was proper like weight drain making that fight. I remember getting to the fight and I had to lose like a pound. So I'd skip off in the change room to make the weight, to make the fight. I remember dropping him. I remember dropping him in the first round, and then I'm so glad the fight was only a 4-round because they said at first it's going to be a 6-rounder, but then it only lasted 4 rounds because I knocked him down in the first round. I went on to win on points by a round. By beating him by a round. So yes, and then I beat him, and I got through to boxing and prize fight. That was my little breakthrough. And boxing on Sky Sports previously before that, I made my debut against Conor McIntosh. When I knocked him out in 1 round, it was dangerous fight. You know, I remember he put down Barker, and I beat him in prize fights.
Well, like we're talking about this prize fight, you got to the final against Martin Murray, and the thing is, Martin Murray went on to have a cracking career. What did you? It was such a close fight, that final. What do you think looking back at it now?
Yes, he did. It was a draw. I don't think he won. I don't think I won. Many people thought I'd won. People thought he'd won. So the actual fact, still out there and up in the air. Really, what do people like? It's like his first round of my 2 rounds. I took it to him. You know. No, I don't know. I don't want to say I won. I don't say he won. I still think it's a draw. I think it's a draw.
The thing is, if you ask a boxing fan, or more of a casual anyway, about Chelo Renda, they'll talk about that double knockdown against Paul Samuels.
Yes.
Mate,
yes.
I do, as much as I hate to see you get knocked down, it is a great clip. But the thing is, what is running through your mind when that happens? Because you're probably thinking, hang on, what am I doing down here? And then, but you look over your shoulder and he's down as well. What are you thinking?
Do you know, it was quite a bit of a blur, actually. It wasn't until afterwards and got out of the ring and sort of like journey sort of stopped, like, for realize what happens. But when I was in the fight, he knocked me down, knocked him down, got up. I didn't really think about him being dropped. Didn't really think about how I dropped him. Just wasn't until after when I really sort of thinking, wow, what actually bloody happened there? But yeah, I remember knowing as I was on the way down, I hit him with a left hook on the way down. So imagine if I was the first one to hit him, you know, he wouldn't have probably not got up because he got up on the count of 9. I thought the referee was going to stop out first. But yeah, it's one of the iconic moments of British boxing history. It was. Remember, like 2 or 3 years ago, Sky Sports celebrated 25 years of Sky Sports boxing, and my fight was obviously part of the celebration, which is great to be involved in.
The icing on the cake, though, looking back at your career, was a barnstorm of a fight for the Southern area against Leon McKenzie.
Yes.
Talk me through that whole fight, mate, because that's a great fight. But for you, that amazing to get that title, mate.
Yeah, it's a big fight, you know, for the Southern area title. Leon McKenzie. You know, an ex-footballer, you know, smile. I thought many people thought he won for the English title. I got a month's notice for this fight, so pretty short notice for this fight. I knew he would be ready. I knew he'd be training really hard. He had all the top nutritionists, top physios and nutritionists and top sparring partners and coaches, because of who he is. You know, he had all that in his family. He's a proper boxing family background, and little on me, like, went in there for 4 weeks notice and took him on. Like, you know, I knew my experience would come through, but it did surprise me to say it's better than I expected. But I just knew I've been in so many hard fights throughout my whole career. That would be the telling factor, and it's saying that was to be the case.
How did it feel though? Because that's the thing. Such an amazing career, ups and downs, but you got the title, you got the win in great fashion. How did it feel getting your hand raised?
Oh, yeah, it felt great. Because I've done it the hardest way, you know, away from home. Little notice, become obviously his first Southern champion in Peterborough for over 40 odd years. Still am the only champion in Peterborough for over 40 odd years. It's remarkable. So I'm very, very proud of. Very proud of.
But the thing is, like we just said, the journey you've been on has been pretty amazing. But I was just wondering, you've been in some cracking fights, and who's the best you've been in with? Whether it's sparring or actually in the ring, who's the best you've been in with?
Probably Matthew Macklin by far. Matthew Macklin. He's probably he was the only one really to cause me most problems. I've been in with Paul Smith, been in with Glenn Catley, been in with some top lads sparring, Sam Megan, he's gone on to some fantastic stuff in the game. Yeah, but I definitely would say would be Matthew Manley. I remember him cracked my rib before I was fighting for British title, and like Live Sky Sports cracked my rib. I was going to pull out that fight, and I beat Sam Morton for British title eliminator. But now I can't pull out this fight because it's a great opportunity for me to get myself back on Sky Sports again and on a big show, and to be chief support was something I could not turn down. So I took that fight with a cracked rib for Matthew Manley. So I definitely say he would be the hardest opponent I've ever been in with.
But that's the thing. You've had such an amazing journey in the sport, like I keep saying, but it's true.
Yeah.
But you yourself, the gloves are hung up now. I'm pretty sure they're hung up for good. But
Yeah, they definitely. I would never come back, mate. Never come back because boxing. I retired because the boxing politics was a major factor why I retired. But I still could achieve so much more than what I did achieve. You know what I mean? I knew I could become a British champion and wanted to go and fight for more titles. I know for a fact. So I always have a bit of like love and hate relationship with boxing because I know I could do more. I know for a fact because I believe I had world class power. I was knocking anybody out. You know, knocking guys out at the age of 18. You know what I mean? So that power that many people would love to have had. You know, and I had a big heart as well, big heart.
But that's the thing. The gloves are hung up now. But what are you up to now? I see on your Instagram you're doing a lot of charity work, helping the kids.
Coach all day, every day. Yeah, head coach boxing futures to one-to-one training. So transition from being a full-time boxer, to know what I'm doing now has been fantastic. So I've not really been 4 years now, been retired. Been up to 4 years. Not really thought about it because I've been so busy doing what the work I do with boxing futures and my own one-to-one stuff. It's been great.
But that's the thing. Cello Dangerous Render, the man who took any fight, took any challenge. How would you like to be remembered, mate?
It was an exciting fight. Wasn't afraid to take on any challenges. And I was a fan favourite and value for money. Very valued. People knew that when I was going to fight. They knew that we were in for a good night, and then it was going to be exciting.
Well, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you. Like I say, I've been Lyndon Dixon. He's been Cello Render, and we'll see you on the next one.
Time, mate. Much appreciated.